you've been telling us that how Hamas keeps on torturing your family. Just relate that story to us, please.
So, first they took my family, and that was torture. And then my mom was released, and we kept on worrying about my brother. And then in May, they released a video of him announcing who he was and his age. He had a big black eye. And ever since that, even after we've already learned that he's passed and we've buried him, they keep reposting those videos, and his picture is always in there. And it's just a continuous torture, It's like if someone thinks that once, okay, because we buried him, it's probably finished and we can move on. No, we can't move on. We can't move on because we're still being tortured. We can't move on because there are still hostages in there. And I can't stop fighting. I'm doing this on behalf of my brother. He would have wanted me to do this. He would have wanted me to keep fighting until all the hostages are home. And being tortured by Hamas psychologically, it's not going to stop me, but they're definitely doing it.
But you said it's still continuing, that they contacted you or they posted on Facebook?
They're not contacting me. They're posting all kinds of videos, their videos that they've edited and have put together all kinds of pictures, and they're posting them to Telegram. My brother's picture with the black eye will always be there. So I'll keep on hearing from friends, there's a new video by Hamas. They showed your brother's picture. There's a new video, but, it doesn't come to an end just because, we got him back and we got to bury him. The psychological torture, it goes on. It absolutely does. And it's painful, My mom is 80. Why does she need to know her?
And just your message today to the British government, you had a message from Queen Charles, and you saw Prime Minister Keir Starmer. What was your message to him?
Do more. Absolutely do more. Stand by the families of the hostages and demand the release of the hostages. Come up with new ideas and do more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think that in the end, the hostages we should bear in mind the hostages. And when we present a deadline, think about how you will present it to a hostage. Somebody who has survived for almost 12 months, and now he's being told that there's further delays, that they can continue living as if they are living with no food and with no condition away from their families. I think that we have to solve this problem and then stack all the other solutions for bigger problem on top of it. I believe there won't be a hostage return without a ceasefire, and Israel lost on the 7th of October. We have lost so many people. My community of 400, we lost 57. But there's people who are still alive, and they must come back to us, and then we can build on longer lines to make life for the people of the region sustainable.
Do you think events like the US presidential elections and the attacks on Lebanon is taking focus away from the hostages?
The majority of people of Israel wants a deal, believe that a deal will be the only way to return the hostages. We saw hostages coming through military activity. We also saw many hostages being killed because of nearby military activity. So the last 6 to be murdered were murdered because the Israeli army just showed how incredibly sophisticated and advanced it is, also failed the people of my community. Nobody arrived on the 7th of October for 8 hours to save the children and the mothers and the fathers of my kibbutz. They need to come back home, those that survived. For my community of 400 near Oz, 76 were taken hostage, 57 were murdered. 29 are still there. A third of the hostages come from one community. That the strong and powerful army of Israel failed to even arrive until the afternoon, 8 hours of total destruction. These people must come back now. These people cannot wait any longer. Hamas is a terrorist organization, a brutal terrorist organization. I have spoken to many people, journalists that saw the work of ISIS, saw the work of Taliban, and told me that they've seen that Hamas is worse than them. The level of cruelty bestowed on the people of my community on that day is hard to understand. The woman who looked after me when I was a child, her grandchildren woke up at 7:30 on the 7th of October to see her being murdered alive on her Facebook feed. We have to understand who we're dealing with. We have to understand that they are holding hostage their own people, that we cannot trust what people are saying that are coming in Hamas, because they are under a totalitarian regime. We would not expect the people of under Taliban to tell us what they really feel. We would not expect the people of Gaza to tell us what we really feel. I know that there are many people in Gaza that love their children and want to have a sustainable way of life, and we need to build upon that. We need to build the trust between the nations. It will take many years, but it can happen. When my mom came back after 17 days of being hostage, she just said, Sharon, we made peace with the German. We will make peace with the Palestinian too. It's the only way forward.